streaming, start recording. Okay. Okay. Hello, if anyone's here. I'm doing a new tech setup, so let's see how everything goes. We're gonna start all, see if these all, okay, so, if you are here with me live, say hey. I'm gonna do my best with comments. I'm on a couple different platforms today because I wanted to get as many people excited about the 5-day sewing challenge as possible. Okay, so I think I'm set up. So hello, welcome to the 5-day sewing pattern challenge. This challenge is all about helping you learn to start using sewing patterns. So if you've been struggling or having a hard time with this, let's figure it out together. So again, if you are here with me live, please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know if you have tried using a sewing pattern before, whether it went well for you or whether it did not. Okay? Because I feel like this is a common question that I hear all the time, that people say that they tried, even though the pattern said beginner friendly, and it still just didn't go very well for them. So don't worry if this happened to you. It is totally normal. It happens, but we're going to talk about how you can overcome this. Okay? So I just remembered one more thing. I am going to check one more place to make sure that I'm seeing comments in case they come through. So give me 1 second. Let's see if we're live in here. Let's see. I don't see it live in the group. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, I see it here. So let's do this. Okay, so hello. Sorry, a couple different starts today, but sorry, you guys. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with all the different tech happening. But 5-day sewing pattern challenge. Have you tried using a sewing pattern before, and how did it go for you? Let me know in the comments, because again, that's what we're talking about all this week. We're going to try to get as many people as we can to figure out the secret behind actually reading sewing patterns and understanding them. Because this is one of the #1 questions I hear from people who want to make their own clothes but have no idea how to get started. So if that sounds like you, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. Let me know in the comments, what about sewing patterns has you confused? Okay, so I'm looking around at the different things, and for anyone who doesn't know, hi, my name's Abby, and I help absolute beginners start making their own clothes. I struggled for years to make anything that I was proud of, so I want to help make your journey much easier than mine was. And sewing patterns are a great place to start, but they can be overwhelming, which is why I've put together this free 5-day challenge to help everybody start making clothes they love. So this is a sewing pattern challenge. And one of the coolest things about this, if you're here with me live, again, please say hi. Let me know how sewing patterns have gone for you, okay? These lives are way more fun when we're all chatting together. So I'm just going to pull up some comments here. And one of the things that I think okay, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Let's let it run and we will see. So one of the things I think is really important that we know about patterns before we dive into anything else is that once you learn how to read one sewing pattern, you are going to know how to read any sewing pattern. That's one of the most fun things ever. Hi, Missy from Vieira, Florida. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me live today. And have you tried reading a sewing pattern before? If you have, let me know how it went for you. Or if you haven't, let me know why you haven't yet. So Yes, so sewing patterns are standardized in a way that if you know how to read one, you can use everything you know about reading the one pattern and apply it to all other sewing patterns. I actually thought this was really interesting because a while ago I picked up a vintage pattern from like the 1920s and they read very nearly the exact same as modern sewing patterns. So, whatever pattern you pick up, I promise you, everything you learn inside this challenge, you will be able to apply to any pattern you either already have or you get in the future. So, does that sound good? Are you excited to learn one time how to do this and then be able to apply it to anything? Oh, I absolutely love that consistency that there is across patterns. It makes things so much easier. Missy says that she did read a pattern, but it was a long time ago. No worries. Hopefully, this will be a nice refresher for you. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. For me, it's super exciting that we can just learn this material one time, these how to, and then you can apply it over and over and over again. So I'm really excited for this, for you guys to make this really easy. Yeah, Carafa says that sewing patterns are confusing to pick up. And I think that that's true, that when you just pick one up and you've never seen it before, it can feel really overwhelming, which is exactly why we're doing this challenge. Okay, so inside this challenge, we are going to be reading through a sewing pattern together, which means that we need a pattern to look at. Now, if you have patterns at home already, can you use one of those? Yes. You can use those and reference what we're talking about, but as far as inside the challenge itself, it's going to be a little bit easier for everyone, I think, if we focus on one pattern. So I have picked one that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorites to use for this challenge. So what we are going to use is, let me figure out where I have put it. So we're going to use this pattern, okay? It's super cute. It is from Mimi G. Yes, she has a lot of, like if you're wanting like fashionable clothes, she's got a lot of really nice ones. So we're going to use this pant pattern, and I would love to know, would you like to make a pair of pants that look like this? I literally have 3 in my closet right now, and they are some of my favorites, or my go-tos. They're so easy to dress up and yet so comfortable. So let me know if you like this pattern, but it is the one that we will be using throughout this challenge. Okay, so I will provide a link to this pattern under the video. I did not do it yet, but I will put it there. And what we want to focus on with this is we can see how great the pattern looks. And if I scroll through, we can see some details. But for the challenge, what we really want is this. And if I zoom in, we want this information on the back, okay? So for most of us, we pick up a pattern and we see this. It can feel really confusing. Like, what is all of this? How do I read it? What am I doing here? So over the next 4 days, we're going to go through all of this so you can confidently pick up a pattern, read this, and start your sewing projects. Okay, so does that sound good? Has anyone ever been confused by this, by the back of the sewing pattern envelope? If you have, let me know in the chat. Please do not be embarrassed that, like, if you're like, I don't want to say anything, like, I feel silly, like, please do not, because let me put my camera back on so I can see you. I felt the exact same way when I first started sewing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely lost, and the back of this pattern looked like absolute Greek to me. Like it was a foreign language, and I had no idea what was going on, which is part of the reason that I'm running this challenge, because I want to make this easier for you. So if you are feeling lost right now, that's totally normal. And actually, we're going to talk about that a lot on Monday. So let me show you the schedule so you can kind of see what we're going to work through. And Missy said she does get a bit confused. That's okay. It is so normal. We are going to go through this though and try to make it as easy as possible. So throughout the challenge, if you find anything confusing, please let me know so we can work through it together, because I want this to be as easy and fun for you as possible. Okay, so the schedule is here. Nope, I have something else linked here. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I put simplicity twice. So let me move this over to, hold on, you guys. I put the wrong thing somewhere. It happens with my tech sometimes. Okay, so, Okay, so here's the schedule. So on Monday, we're going to talk about how to pick a beginner pattern. So if you have ever picked up a pattern that says easy, like it says here in the corner. So it says easy, right? It says easy, it says beginner, it says 1 out of 5, something to tell you that like, oh, this is for beginners. If you have ever picked up a pattern like this and then gotten home and still felt confused and then you were like, oh my gosh, this is for beginners and I still don't understand it. What is going on? I'm the problem. I can't do this. No, that is so, this thing makes me so mad. They put beginner on there to get you to buy it. But just because it says beginner or easy or anything like that does not mean it's actually easy. There is a big miscommunication here. So on Monday, we're actually going to talk through how you can find patterns that are actually beginner friendly, okay? That's gonna make a massive difference for your sewing journey, just that step alone, okay? But that is just one step, that's Monday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to pick the perfect fabric. So I know that as beginners, we can get a little bit lost with fabric. Does anybody ever feel lost with fabric? Please let me know in the comments. If you've ever felt a little bit overwhelmed or confused by the fabric, like how to pick it and which one's gonna be the right one. Okay, so everyone on Instagram, very sorry, I forgot this. I'm doing things horizontal and I'll have to make sure in the future to do this vertical for everybody. But Tuesday, we're gonna talk about fabric. Let's see, then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about finding your sewing pattern size. Okay, so this is another really, like this whole challenge I feel like is going to be a game changer for just across the board. But if you have ever wondered what is my sewing pattern size, you are going to find out on Wednesday during this challenge. And if you think that if you go to the store and you can buy a dress a size 12 and that's your size, okay, then my sewing pattern size is a size 12. No. There is no correlation between your sewing pattern size and the size that you buy at the store. Okay? No correlation at all. We have a special system that we use where we measure our bodies, and that will tell you what your sewing pattern size is. Okay? So if you have ever gotten lost with this or confused or you didn't know, now you know, and now you know that you need to come hang out with me on Wednesday to learn what your perfect sewing pattern size is. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but all of this is it's a 5-day challenge. It's happening inside my Facebook group. I'm doing some posts out here and other places as well. But if you would like to take part in the challenge, you do need to join. You can head to my bio or you can head to the description under the video. And yeah, if you join the challenge, I will actually email you all the information that I'm talking about now, a little bit each day, so you can start learning and making progress. Okay? So that is Wednesday. And then on Thursday, nope, hold on. Then on Thursday, we are going to talk about how much fabric do you actually need to make your project. And that's information that's on the back, that giant grid that can be kind of overwhelming and like, what the heck is this? That's actually going to tell you the exact amount of fabric you need to make this project. That way you don't have to guess or feel unsure or anything like that. Okay? So, does anyone is anyone excited about learning about these topics, about how to find actual beginner-friendly projects, patterns, how to pick your fabric, how to pick the right fabric for your project, how to find your sewing pattern size, or how to figure out how much fabric you need for your project? Like, do you know how to do any of this already? Which one are you most excited to learn? They are all super important, but I'd love to know what you're most looking forward to. Okay, so let me know in the chat. And then Sue said she gets a little bit confused too, and Missy is excited for all of them. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I am excited to do them all with you guys as well. So yes, let's figure out how to read sewing patterns. Okay, so that is Monday through Thursday, and truly what that's going to give you is, if you decide today, like, I want to go to the fabric store and I want to pick up a pattern and I want to start making something, Monday through Thursday is going to give you everything you need to go to the fabric store, pick that pattern, pick your fabric, get everything you need together, and get home and know with confidence that you have everything you need to start that project, and you're not going to have to run back to the fabric store and grab something or anything like that. But I want to take this one step further, okay? I want to give you an entire checklist that you can use anytime you start a project to help you get your supplies together and prep your project for sewing. Because this is something that I think a lot of people don't realize about patterns, but once you get your supplies together and you get home, there is a couple of prep steps that you need to do before you can start sewing. So on Friday, I'm going to do a live class and we're going to talk through what that prep looks like. Okay, so I have it on the calendar. If I go here and here and okay, so so the calendar. So when we talk about this, I'm trying to figure out how vertically I can help here. I'll move this over, I think. I don't think it will bother anyone too much. Okay, well, or it doesn't want to do that at all. Let me do that. And this. Okay, so then hopefully when we're on some of the vertical platforms, we can see this, okay? So once you make it home, let's see, it's off center a little bit. Let's move it over. Okay, so this is the checklist that you will have if you come and hang out with me live. And so again, through the challenge, we're going to be doing the pink part, which is at the shop, which is picking your pattern, picking your fabric, finding your sewing pattern size, how much fabric you need, and notions. But then what we're going to cover on Friday during the live training is how to wash your fabric, because if you didn't know, now you do. You must wash your fabric when you get it home. Okay, we're going to talk about printing and assembling patterns if you end up with a PDF pattern. We're going to talk about which pattern pieces you actually need for your project and the 3 biggest pattern adjustments you're going to need to make. So let me jump back here. This is something that I think a lot of people don't realize, but sewing patterns are a starting point, okay? Someone has already designed for you what you're going to make, but to make it fit your unique body, you are actually going to have to make, on average, most of the time, 3 adjustments. And I know that can sound a bit scary, but the truth is that once you learn how to make these adjustments, the first 2 you can do in a matter of like 10 to 15 minutes, okay? They are very quick. And the third one takes a bit more time, but once you learn how to do it, you'll know that you do it on every pattern and it will just become part of your sewing journey, okay? So it gets much easier the more that you practice it. But did anybody know that you can only, that a sewing pattern is not going to fit you directly out of the envelope? Let me know in the comments if you knew that already, because this is one of the big questions I hear from people a lot, is that they buy a pattern, they make it, and then they're like, why didn't it fit? Why doesn't it work? What's happening? What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. You just need to make sure you're adjusting the patterns to fit you, because again, they're a starting point. They are not going to, out of the envelope, fit perfectly on every single body. Okay? So, that is the checklist. That's what the challenge is going to look like, okay? So each day, once you sign up for the challenge, you'll receive an email in your inbox with a short video, less than 10 minutes, explaining to you everything you need to know about these topics. So how to pick a beginner pattern, how to... I'm going to forget, you guys. I'm so sorry. My list in front of me somewhere. How to pick the perfect fabric, how to find your perfect sewing pattern size, and to figure out how much fabric you need for your project. Okay, so each day you will get a little piece of the puzzle, so that way you're not getting overwhelmed or confused, just learning a little bit each day and feeling more and more confident. Then on Friday, we will talk about what to do once you get home to prep all of your fabric and everything before you actually start sewing. So, who's excited? Who's in? Let me know in the chat. And have you already signed up for the challenge? If you have, let me know. If you have not, also let me know, and I can send you the link directly. I can DM you after I jump off the live. Okay? So, yeah, I just really want to help as many people as possible learn how to use sewing patterns, because I know they can feel confusing, but I really want this to be as fun and easy for people as possible. Okay? So, yes to all. Perfect. Okay. I think, yay! I think that's everything we need to cover today. Does anybody have any questions about the challenge, about what things are going to look like? This is my first time running this particular challenge, so I would love your guys' feedback on if things are making sense, if you're overwhelmed or confused, if you would like to see something else. We're kind of learning this together, but I really, really think this is going to be such a useful resource for you guys. So I'm really, really excited. Let me see. I'm just looking at my checklist to make sure I didn't miss anything. I will post a link to the pattern that we are using underneath this video, but I will also send it in the email so that way everyone has access to it. Let's see, any questions? It doesn't look like we have any questions, but I am so excited for this challenge, you guys. I really hope that by the end of the week, you feel confident and excited to start your first pattern project, because I know so many people who have spent months and years dreaming of sewing their own clothes, but not actually doing it because they were scared, confused, overwhelmed, and I don't want that to be you. So if you have any questions at all, please post them inside my Facebook group, post them here below the video, message me, because I really just want to help as many people as I can get into this hobby if that's what you're into. Okay? So if we don't have any questions, then I am going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So let me just check a couple places, see if I have any questions. But it doesn't look like it. So excited to start this challenge with you guys. Be sure to join using the link because otherwise you won't get the information sent to your inbox, and that would be a total bummer. Okay? So, yeah, have a good rest of your Sunday. I'm going to try to shut down all this software. And Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with me live. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you tomorrow inside the challenge. All right, bye guys.